and welcome to 4,000 and Counting, brought to you by Hurricane E-Bikes. I'm Watty, this is Mark, and we are going to be giving you the update on Basingstoke Ice Rink, or the lack of update, so to speak. Mark, we have had numerous people ask us to do a video on this for the last couple of months. We were trying to put it on the back burner for as long as possible to get some information, but the silence is fucking deafening.
Communication once again.
Yeah, we talk about it, I'm pretty sure, every week on this podcast.
Every week.
In some form, whether it's a player, whether it's an owner, whether it's a team. In this case, it is Planet Ice, it's Basingstoke Council. And fans are frustrated because not only is the season being cancelled for Basingstoke, obviously they're watching all their players now sign for elsewhere. Balaz, we've just seen, he's gone to the Bees. Gale's gone to Swindon. You got Norks down in Romford. You got a couple of the boys that have gone down to Oxford, dropped down a league. So they're watching their guys go everywhere. Yet they're not getting any update about their rink. They're not getting any communication from the team itself, from Planet Ice, from Basingstoke Council. I have reached out to John Neville and basically no news. I reached out to Stuart Tempest, head of the junior club there down in Basingstoke, and this is what I got from Stuart. I said, any news, and this is going back to the 5th of July, any news on the rink update in Basingstoke? Nothing from Planet Ice or the council. Planet Ice are still in the process of buying back the lease from Standard Securities before they invest £3 million in renovating the ice rink. The new leader of Basingstoke Council has been asked to make a statement, but anyone that lives locally, i.e. myself, will tell you what a useless bunch of wankers these guys really are. Like, unless it's election time, you don't hear from them. Like, they'll put tweets out, but they turn the comments off. And, you know, they're virtue signalers. They're a bunch of virtue signalers. That's what they do. Oh, we need some votes. Right, let's pretend that we're going to do this and do that, and we're going to give statements. And the whole way along, Basingstoke Council have been an absolute disgrace. The fact that, obviously, the Camrose, which was where Basingstoke Town Football Club used to play their games, the fact that that went, and now our ice rink is potentially, until there's a start date, until I see guys with high vis and hard hats walking in that front door, I'm going to take it as essentially our ice rink shutting down. I mean, I know there's still going to be hockey there, but we're not able to attract new kids to that facility and stuff like that. It needs to be taken care of. So Basingstoke Council really do need to pull their finger out. There is some good news. There is some good news, though, Mark. The Buffalo and the juniors are going to go ahead. They're going to play. Now, I don't know if this is going to be kind of behind closed doors or you can watch from in the bar. But without the Bison being there, it gives the clubs the opportunity to front load their schedules. So perhaps we see the Buffalo kickstart as early as end of August, start of September, and try and smash all their games out by the end of October. What are they going to play in that league? 20 games? 22 games? I don't know how many is it now in that league? Is it 11 teams?
Oh.
Either way, so one of you guys will know out there. It's a maximum. They're going to play a maximum of around 12 home games. Now, if they can front load their schedule and get that done back to back, week after week, that would at least allow them to finish out the season. Had Planet Ice got plans to come in and go, right, from November the 25th or whatever, the rink's going to be shut. We need to really go to town. We really need to get to work here in order for it to be ready for next season, next September. We obviously we're looking at this season coming, but the longer this waits, that puts the following seasons in jeopardy, doesn't it?
Right. Well, what comes to mind here? There's no clarification on anything. The fans, the Bison fans, players that have moved probably with the idea to come back next season to Bison, they don't know where they are next season. Like,
especially the guys that are younger guys.
I ask you, why did this ever happen when MK had to shut their rink and was modernised? I think it was very clear that they were coming back and rebranding.
And they were going to come back, yeah. It was black and white from the start. Much the same, Romford, they were going to go play out at Lee Valley. And then they were going to come back when Ron Valley Way was the new Sapphire Centre or whatever they call it now. Slough, a little bit more tricky with Slough. It took a little bit longer, but it got done. We just want information. That's all we want. And even if it's no information, even if you just come out and just Planet Ice, for example, say, look, this is where we are with the lease negotiations with standard securities. We are 5 weeks away from deadline. Okay, then people can start going, right, come August time, we're going to want some more answers. And did you get the lease? Have you got the lease? When will the work start? What is your plans? Do you plan to start on the ice pad? Do you plan to start in the stands? Do you plan to? And I know they're not. I hear it's still going to be porta cabins, which is fucking insanity. But they should be looking at putting proper changing facilities in there. And I know there's a lot of work to do in Basingstoke to get it up to good standard. But all we want, communication, get in there, get the big jobs done. Let's make sure we secure the facility going forward. And we're not just spunking 3 million quid up against the wall.
Exactly.
Because that's the thing. Like, you can't polish a turd.
Yeah.
Like, a turd's a turd. So do you spend 3 million? And this is, I think we spoke about on this podcast before. I find it crazy from what I've heard, and again, nothing official, that they are going to start with the stands, so not the ice pad. I think that's madness. It's like buying a second-hand car and you spend all your money on spoilers and exhausts and everything, and then you fucking drive 10 yards and the engine blows up.
But I want to jump in there. I don't know the ins and outs of the damage there. I know there's a lot of structural damage. Is that the main reason why they focus on the structures and the stands first, and then the ice?
Well, I imagine
I don't
it's
know.
a combination of that and allowing the Buffalo to continue to play, to allow the kids continuing to play. That's probably the main reason. But if I was front loading the money, I'd want to know that the ice pad was going to work before I started fixing stands, changing rooms. Yeah. Like, you can go spend, let's say, I'm just hypothetical figures, 2 out of the 3 million quid sorting all that shit out, and then it gets to the ice pad and you go, fuck, this is going to cost us 3 million quid on its own.
You think Planet Ice would have this idea, let's work on the rink so we can still make money in the time of doing the renovation, like you've just said.
That is essentially what it is, isn't it?
Common sense, though, it's not going to work.
I just get the fear, because anyone that's played in Basingstoke recently, a charity game, or you guys that are playing the National or the Buffalo, the Juniors, Rec, wherever it may be, you know how bad that ice pad is. You can rim the puck and it can get stuck in 8 foot of water in the corner, or you could go in and board battle and the ice just falls. It's just that far away from the boards. There's no ice. Or you have it where obviously the pad is in such a bad condition, it goes down. The Zamboni breaks down. Just stuff like you're not going to get in a good facility, in a new good facility. I really do hope they pull their finger out. I hope Basingstoke Council, they come on board and get this over the line. Talk to whoever they need to talk to. Let's start investing in sport, in youth sport. I mean, I live here. You keep putting my fucking council tax up. You're doing shit about the roads. You can't drive 4 feet in Basingstoke right now without going down a bloody pothole. So I know, like, the council, we are one of the richest councils in the entire country. Basingstoke is in Hampshire. Like, we're one of the richest councils in the country. Spend some fucking money. Because you got to think, Basingstoke's, I wouldn't say it's a well off area, but there's plenty of nice places with plenty of people with good jobs and paying decent tax and decent council tax to these guys. Spend it on some sport. Like, Basingstoke Town, they've just been promoted. Get behind Basingstoke Town as well, especially with no Bison next year. The local councils do not do enough to encourage youth sports.
Sounds about right.
And the fact that we're potentially sitting on a time bomb of an ice rink, we don't know. And this is it. We could be completely wrong. Tell us if we're wrong. Like, we'll be happy to get some information. I would love to hear from anybody from Planet Ice, open invite to come on and let us know. Come on, but not even let us know. Let the people know. Let the ice users know. There's an ice users group. I mean, the hashtag keep ice in Basingstoke was trending at some points over the last couple of seasons. I know how important it is to the local community and to all the nippers around here that are playing. which, Mark, we spoke about before. No ice rinks in Dorset, no ice rinks in Bournemouth, no ice rinks in Durham, no ice rinks in like one ice rink in Northern Ireland, one ice rink in Wales. Look, we've spoke about these things. And then we spoke about Team GB, and what did we say? We need to put ice rinks in these places in order to get Team G better in the future. We can't afford to lose any. Losing any is not an option. We spoke briefly off air. I'm not sure if you saw prior to this, people, but there was rumblings at Plymouth. There was land allocated in order to build an ice rink in Plymouth. Well, it turns out that the owners of Plymouth Argyle have just bought that land and it's no longer going to be an ice rink. So that's another kick in the stones in terms of having potential to reach a whole new demographic of people within the ice hockey industry, or skating industry, figure skating, ice hockey, synchro, whatever it is, just getting into ice sports. Sucks.
That's a kick in the dick. That's been going on a long time. That's been going on for years, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Why do we never get that final push? To have an ice rink in that area would be huge, like huge.
Yeah. I remember donkeys years ago, going back to when I played for Bracknell. So let's go 2011, 12, around about that sort of time. There was a North American bird involved with Reading, and she was talking about like buying the land near the Majeski and putting a rink. These things never get over the line. Why do they come to the table and then never get over the line? There's obviously some interest that it perks up enough people's interest to talk about it. How are we not, or what do we have to do rather? What do we have to do to get these facilities over the line? Because
do they not just want it? Like Argyle, I mean, it's not their problem. They're just doing business. They buy the land, but why they can just purchase it like this?
Yeah.
But why the stall on hockey development?
I don't know, mate. I don't know. Is it going to be down to Clifton and the guys at Ice Hockey UK to get out there and talk to investors and see in areas where we don't have ice hockey and try and... There's a lot of rich businessmen in the UK with money to piss up the wall. And women. There's loads. There's loads of entrepreneurs that would potentially invest. We've had people in this country that spoke about it. I hope we start getting it over the line. We start seeing some new facilities. Obviously, shout out Lee Valley, new facility opened there. That looks great, fantastic. Again, wish they would have maybe built it a little bit bigger to speculate on potential involvement in the National League in the future. That would have been nice. That's the other thing. The facilities we have built recently, they haven't gone too crazy. Bristol's not huge.
Yeah.
Mon Valley Way is not huge. MK is the exact same size.
Whatever happened about? I know Cambridge have got a rink, but who built that? Was that with their council?
I think it was the college, the university.
Okay.
They probably had a bunch of rich North Americans come over and study. They do. They come over to study. It's a great school, so they probably wanted to continue playing hockey. And I imagine that Cambridge Uni is bringing in bank.
Yeah, of course.
You've just been connected with them. Just the name just Cambridge University. The name itself, it holds a lot of weight. It's the equivalent of Harvard in America. It's that kind of level. So that's probably why they've got their facility. But there's the other thing. This year already, Sobel potentially losing their rink. I don't know what the update is. Please do update us if you know. The old air rink, Lincoln Road, probably where I first ever stepped on ice. My dad was playing for the Air Bruins back then. We've had to sign a petition about that potentially going. It's just rising costs.
Go further, go faster, get fitter. Subscribe today. Hurricane e-bikes have a great range of bikes available on the e-bike subscription plans. The Cruiser e-bikes are perfect for beach rides, long distance rides, or just everyday use. The Fat Bike e-bikes look great and can cope with the toughest terrain, perfect for off-road adventures. The hybrids range are perfect for about town, everyday use and leisurely rides with the family. Take your ride to the next level with the mountain bike and get ready for your next power-assisted adventure.
Is going to cripple the industry if we're not careful, and we need to do something to get out ahead of it. I'm not smart enough to have any ideas on that, but there's going to be people that watch this that are into economics and that know the way the budgets are going and know the way electricity prices are going, and they would have a damn sight better idea of how to plan to get ahead of this. Because ultimately, what we don't want it being like fucking £400 a month subs so kids can come and play because the ice rinks are costing so much to run. There needs to be a clear pathway, and there needs to be a way of keeping the finances in check so they don't run out and end up closing facilities down across the country.
Yeah, agreed. Just please stop talking logic.
Yeah, I know. But guys, this was the best we could do on a Basingstoke update. We hope to give you more very, very soon. Open invite, Planet Ice. Come on, let us know what's happening. But we will be recording another couple of videos this evening. These videos will be coming out as the week goes on. If you haven't already, you need to go and check out our interview with our boy Zach Fucali, NHL, AHL, U20s, Spengler Cup, KHL. It's got a bit of everything. Played with McKinnon, McDavid, Ovechkin. Find out who he thinks is the best player out of those three. I think the answer will surprise you. But for now, it's been another epi. We'll see you again soon. Peace.
Peace.